Hello and welcome to New Frontiers on CCTV International. I'm Ji Xiaojun in Beijing. And today we're taking you once again to the beautiful Wudang Mountains. The Wudang Mountains are in fact a relatively small range covering one corner of Hubei Province. In recent times, the mountains have become a major tourist attraction. Part of their appeal is their spectacular scenery, but the mountains also hold considerable historical interest. In particular, many Taoist sites are to be found among the peaks and valleys. Most of the palaces and temples were built in the Ming Dynasty, although the first site of worship dates from the Tang Dynasty over 1,000 years ago. This was the Five Dragon Temple, and it was named after Five Dragon Peak.
Inside the temple grounds there are 5 ancient water wells, all of which produce very clear water. It is known that these wells are connected. When a bucket is hauled up out of one, ripples appear in the water in the others. Local people say that the 5 immortals often came to these 5 wells, so they are known as the 5 Dragon Wells. Beside them, not far away, are 2 pools, one square and one round. Together, they represent heaven and earth, emphasizing the ancient Chinese belief that the sky is round and the earth square.
天代表阳，地代表阴，地池是阴的体现，天池那个圆形的池子，是天的体现。那么这种观念是古人的阴阳观念的体现。而五景，我们说的叫五龙景，五龙景呢代表5种颜色、5种方位，这个5种金木水火土5种五行，所以说呢，五景又是中国古代五行思想的体现。
Who was responsible for connecting the 5 wells? As it happens, it was not the dragon god, but the builders who sank the wells. They turned 5 wells into one, as all of them drew upon the same underground water source. It was in fact a very clever idea, as it enabled the water to flow from one well to another. If any part of the temple building made of wood caught fire, water was available from the nearest well.
Wudang 武龙宫的五景四池，它本身从宗教学上来讲，它有特别的一个意义，就在于，它是一个水的一个象征，因为在中国古人居住的地方都离不开水，那么这个五景四池呢，它是对水的一种崇拜的体现。
Through these wells and pools, ancient craftsmen developed a complete water supply system for later generations. But to Taoists, these pools and wells have greater implications.
尤其是水，对万事万物都能滋润，同时呢又不和其他的这个事情的争高低，它总是水往低处流，这种特性呢非常像道。另外呢，这个水它是可以 洗清污浊的东西，但是呢，只要安静下来，它又很快就澄清自己，这种特性也非常像道，所以在道教宫观里边就会特别的，这个修一些水池啊、水井啊，来代表这种道的这种意境。
At the end of last year, a road was extended to the village, making it possible for a major temple renovation project to begin. As part of the preparation work, Mr. Gong and his fellow Taoists began pulling up weeds in the temple grounds and cleaning the silt out of the pools. As they were doing so, they made an unexpected discovery.
This is the 下边呢，进来以后从这儿是个唯一最大的一个口。
这有多长？这个水帘洞？
有200多米吧。
In front of us stretches an underground labyrinth. To find out what is inside, we follow Mr. Gung into the cave from its eastern end, near the temple's huge screen wall.
好，这就是2等口。
The cave network is an ingenious work of underground engineering. To enlarge the size of their temple, during the Song and Yuan dynasties, Taoists created this 50,000 square meter underground facility. It forms a huge network of underground water channels. The ditches flow from different directions and then converge, so that the water is led away through a main passage. Everything built was covered by rocks and soil, so that none of the structure would be evident above ground. This huge complex would certainly have been an ideal residence for the dragon god.
那个里头人要让你进来，那是不可能的。它那个缝都很小，都是石头，都是一条条缝。它水可以走，人不可以走。这个在中国筑城的这个技术里面用，有些地方城门有水门呐、那有水门，人要偷偷的从水门游出去了呢。敌人如果要是偷偷的从水门里面进来了呢，那怎么办呢？就用石头，就是武当山这个技术。
Both the water supply and drainage systems are extraordinary works of engineering. Through them, the Taoists who lived here in ancient times emphasized their faith in water and the gods related to water.
“那为什么里面有井呢？四面山上的水汇聚到这个洼洼里面来了，所以它每个井都出水。 它用水没有问题，但是用了水以后要排出去，下去就变这个水塘了，这不是堵死了？它这里出水出去，所以这个地方在我们中国建筑上是个绝妙的一个东西。
Taoists worked together to perfect this complex from the time of the Tang and Song dynasties down to the Yuan and Ming dynasties. Yet, no written records about the splendor the temple enjoyed in those times has ever been found. Everything known about the temple has come down to us through legend. There are numerous stories about Mount Wudang and water. The following is but one of the many, and it too involves the god Xuan Wu.
The construction of 5 dragon temple gave rise to numerous legends concerning the Wudang Mountains and water. During the Song Dynasty, around 1,000 years ago, Zixiao Palace was built. It too was associated with the god Xuan Wu.
Every day beside this pool next to the hall in honor of Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism, a large group of foreigners from a nearby school of Kung Fu gather here to practice their skills. They prefer to come here, even though few of them know anything about the secret of this pool, that it preserves the supreme doctrine of Taoism. Over 700 years ago, construction of the pool under the supervision of a Yuan dynasty Taoist was about to come to an end, but the Taoist was beating his brains trying to come up with an attractive name for it. Suddenly, a line from Tao Te Ching came to his mind. Water is a blessing from heaven. It benefits all forms of life and never asks for anything in return. As the Taoist cast his eyes on the statue of the god Xuan Tian, he felt very grateful. He finally had the perfect name, Shangshan Pool, or the Pool of Supremacy and Benevolence. Zixiao Palace was built after Five Dragon Temple, but also at the order of a Tang Dynasty emperor. As history moved from the Tang Dynasty into the Song Dynasty, something unusual happened inside the capital city of Mianliang in the year AD 1018, and it made the emperor of the Song Dynasty turn his eyes to Mount Wudang, as other emperors had before him. What was this event? A spring had suddenly appeared from nowhere beside the state temple.
泉水呢带有甜味，人们喝了以后呢感觉到非常甘甜。后来生病的人呢，喝了以后也能治病，当时是这样传言的，正史里边都这样记载。这种情况呢引起了宋真宗的重视。宋真宗正在推崇这个真武神，把它推崇成为一个宋朝的保护神。
Once again, Mount Wudang had won royal favor because of water. To show his gratitude for the spring, a blessing from heaven, the emperor gave Xuanwu another high-sounding title to go along with the many others accorded the god by previous rulers. 100 years later, his great-grandson Emperor Huizong converted to Taoism and styled himself a Taoist god. The year after he ascended the throne, the emperor added one more prestigious title to the water god. By doing so, the emperor hoped that the god would bless him and his kingdom forever, and he also ordered that an auspicious spot on top of Mount Wudang be found for a new palace, Zixiao Palace. This is the story of how the temple came into being. Today, however, the appearance of the temple is not the same as it was originally, as the temple was destroyed due to war on more than one occasion. But each time it was burned down, Taoists raised another in its place. In the 10th year of the reign of Emperor Yongle of the Ming Dynasty, the name of the temple was changed. Today, the temple is the best preserved ancient building in the whole Wudang area. It faces south to embrace the sun, and at its back it has a mountain with gentle slopes that ripple down like water. This location agrees perfectly with the Chinese principle of feng shui,